said Mrs. Bird. This house belongs to a foot. Can you see the foot? So they went on looking. I like this one, said Mr. Bird. It has a pretty red flag on the roof. I've always wanted a house with a flag, said Mrs. Bird. Maybe this place will be all right. But it's not. I guess I made a mistake, said Mr. Bird. You make too many mistakes, said Mrs. Bird. I'm going to pick the next house, and here it is, right here. They flew and looked around. Isn't it too big, said Mr. Bird. I like this place, said Mrs. Bird. It's the place to build our new nest. They went right to work. They needed many things to build their nest. First, they got some hay. Then they got some soda straws. Then they got some broom straws. Then they got some sweater string. They got some stocking string. And they got some mattress stuffing. They got some horsehair. And they got some Stacy hair. And they got some Michelle hair. Soon they had all the hair, the string, the stuffing, and all the Stacy hair and all the Michelle hair they could carry back to build their nest. Come here, Stacy. Go sit with Daddy. There you go. Nice and comfy. The nest is really the best, said Mrs. Bird. I want to stay here forever. But little did they know, Mr. Bird was happy too. He flew to the top of the house and he sang his song again. I love our house, I love our nest. In all the world our nest is best. He was so busy singing he didn't even see Mr. Parker coming. Every day at 12 o'clock Mr. Parker came to church. Mr. Parker came to pull the rope. The rope went up to the bird's new nest. The rope rang out. Bing, bong, boom. Mrs. Bird got in there as fast as she could fly. Look, boom, boom, boom. When Mr. Bird came in, all he could see was a mess of hay and string and stuffing and horsehair and Stacy hair and Michelle hair. Where was Mrs. Bird? I will look for her until I find her, said Mr. Bird. He looked high, then he looked low, and he looked everywhere for Mrs. Bird. He looked down a chimney. I don't think she went down the chimney, but I like her enthusiasm. But Mrs. Bird wasn't there. He looked into the water barrel. Mrs. Bird wasn't there. Then he saw a big, fat cat. There was a big, fat smile on the fat cat's face. There were some pretty brown feathers next to the fat cat's mouth. Mr. Bird began to cry. Oh dear, he cried. That big, fat cat has eaten Mrs. Bird. Mr. Bird flew off. I'll never see Mrs. Bird again, he cried. It was dark. It began to rain. It rained harder and harder. Mr. Bird could not see where he was going. Crash! Mr. Bird bumped into something. It was that old house that Mrs. Bird hated. I'll go inside, said Mr. Bird. I'll rest there until the rain stops. Mr. Bird ran, and there was Mrs. Bird sitting there singing, I love my house, I love my nest. In all the world my nest is best. You here, gasped Mrs. Bird. I thought you hated this old nest. Mrs. Bird smiled. I used to hate it, she said, but a mother bird can change your mind, you see. There's no nest like an old nest for a brand new bird. Look, and when the egg popped open, the new bird thought so too. Is that a baby? Where's the baby bird? Right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's the baby going. Can you make that noise? Yeah, you did a good job. All right, it's time to go to